Hi, welcome to my channel.
Hey, Uncle Kenny! Football! Hey, yeah!
If you're new here, my name is Cedric. I am an actor, a filmmaker, a screenwriter, and a YouTube reactor. And a couple weeks ago, I did my first ever reaction to Aurora. Of course, I was familiar with her from Frozen. She has an incredible voice on... what's that song? Into the Unknown. That one. She's great. She sounds amazing. And then I did Runaway, and I was absolutely floored by the artistry of it. The performance that she gave physically as an actress, the vocals, the producing. I love the song. It was stuck in my head. I was walking around singing it for days. I think it's incredible. So I'm really excited. This was super requested. You guys said that this music video is amazing. You also said I should listen to her live, which I am hoping to do. I hope that I can grab some time over the next few weeks to listen to one or two of her songs live, or more. We'll see. You know, I certainly am not going to be done listening to Aurora. Even if I'm planning on doing several more reactions to her over the next few weeks and months. But I'm probably going to be watching stuff on my own time too, because she's very, very good and I really enjoy her. So thank you so much for leading me to her. I really like her music and it's been really fun. I want to say thank you, of course, to my patrons on Patreon. Thank you so much for supporting me. With your help, I'm not just doing more YouTube videos. I'm able to screenwrite more. I'm able to dedicate more time to auditions and to working on films that I want to make and to all of the things that I have to do to make it in my industry. So thank you. You're a huge help. Like, I cannot describe how much of a help you are. Also, and this is the last thing I'm going to say before I start the reaction, but I just want to say, if you are new here, something that I do is I pause, I analyze, I talk about how she might be achieving a particular vocal effect. Aurora does a lot with her voice. On Runaway, it was, Lord, take me home. There was a lot of home, home where I belong. There was a lot of weird vowel stuff she was doing that sounded so cool. So I talked about that. I talked about certain ways that shots were framed. And so that's what I do. If that's not your jam, if you're just here to watch the video and see someone react to it, I totally get that. I respect it, but this probably isn't going to be the channel for you. So I'm just warning you up front. It's not really the way that I approach it. So hopefully you can still enjoy it. But hey, speaking of the way that I approach these things, let's jump into it. Cool. Walking away from a burning city. Love the costume.
Go row the boat to safer ground. But don't you know we're stronger now?
Oh. I know it's been 30 seconds, but y'all, first let's talk costume. Look at it's kind of a wool type fabric, so texture is something we look for in film costumes because it just pops better on screen. But it also tells us a lot about where she's coming from, doesn't it? It tells us she's coming from a place that's perhaps more strict or authoritarian if that's what people are wearing. We ask questions. What's dragging behind her? Why is it dragging like that? I also want to talk about the acting moment where she said something like, go take the boat to drier ground. She did something with her hand and she was like, it was really, really cool. It was almost like a modern dance move. It was a really cool way of hesitancy, of, what is that? Standing in the middle of a desert where nothing is alive, walking toward this grass but saying take a boat. Like standing on rock and saying take a boat. Just interesting visually. She's wearing gray. She's surrounded by this slate gray rock. I'm so intrigued by this setup. It's kind of a dystopian type world, but look how much information they gave us in the first 30 seconds. She's walking away from this place. There's something that's literally holding her back, something she's tied up in. She's wearing this sort of uniform that I'm guessing everybody was wearing, walking away from a burning city. Everything's grayscaled. She's walking toward grass. She's saying, take a boat to safer ground. That's a lot of information in 30 seconds, but they're building a world for us really quickly. Incredible work.
Now, my heart still beats, and my skin still feels.
I love her voice.
My lungs still breathe, my mind still feels. But we're running out out of time. All the echoes in my mind cry. There's blood on your lies. The sky's up and wide.
Snower, yeah.
There's nowhere for you to hide. The hunter's moon is shining. I'm running with the wolves.
We're gonna go back. I promise you, we're gonna get into that pre-chorus again. So I took it back to 1 minute. Don't worry, we're gonna get there. But I have so much to talk about. Right before the pre-chorus jumped in, did you hear the crows? Such a nice, subtle touch, but often harbingers of death. Such a nice touch to talk about what she's leaving behind, this world of death. It is all holding her back. Her vocals are incredible in this section. Look at the way they're using tight focus on her to make the background go out of focus. It keeps pulling the eye toward her. It's showing her as a solitary figure, that she's the only survivor that we've seen so far. She's alone. She's running from something. She's by herself. She's solitary. It's wonderful, wonderful use of the visual to tell us a story. Anyway, let's get back into that chorus. I didn't want to forget what I was going to say there. The snow coming down. I guess it probably snow. Look at that. Tension.
Trick or treat, what would it be?
Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful use of a rack focus there. It was on a really wide shot. They must have an incredible lens on this thing. But as they pulled closer to her, without ever losing focus on her, they pulled the focus tight onto her. Again, it isolated her in our field of vision. It pulls the eye toward her. And it's showing us that out of this grand thing emerged her. She's being held back. That tension is visceral. It's visual. They're putting her on a third and seeing her get pulled back. And we're seeing where she's trying to go, into the left third. We're seeing her try to pull herself there. And she's doing such a good job just leaning into that as a performer. And just letting it be in her whole body. Letting her whole body be tense as she wrestles against this. They were actually pulling her back. And it's a wonderful commitment to performance that she has. Her physical performance is one of the most dedicated, wonderful things that I've ever seen from a singer. She's got a brand physically, and it's incredible to watch. She just leans into the, I don't want to call it weirdness, it is weird, but this individuality that she has, that she's going to do things her way, and it's so, so good to watch.
I walk alone, I'm everything.
Hey.
My ears can
Hang.
hear,
Nice foul.
and my mouth can speak.
See the way that she's doing that?
My spirit
There's almost a sense of malnutrition with
I
it.
know my soul believes, but we're
And then
running
she
out of
falls.
time.
Nice tight focus, low angle shot.
All the echoes in my mind
Look up.
cry.
Yeah.
There's blood on your lies. The sky's up and wide. There is nowhere for you to hide.
Yeah. Just real quick, the way that they're showing a lot of her this time, this pre-chorus is more pulled back from a production standpoint. There's less instrumentation happening, more of an isolated vocal. It matches the cinematography and what's happening there. There's someone, I don't know whether this person's coming to help or hurt. I don't know why she's saying no. Is she telling them not to come? Are they trying to help her and she's telling them to run? I'm not sure, but I'm sure we're going to find out, but it's so well done. It's a beautiful dancer. Sun's coming out behind her. Nice. Yeah. Nice editing. Yes. Nice. Ah! Oh, I feel like she's doing something cool there. I'm going to take it back 10 seconds. Anyway, editing on the beat is always something that's really satisfying to watch, but especially here it becomes so hectic as we're watching her fight this unseen foe and fight herself. She's got this wonderful commitment to the dance and letting it live within her. I love it. I love it. And I love her. And I think that she is a remarkable artist. And I love watching this. I'm Thank you for recommending this. It's like you guys knew me. After one video, the Aurora people were like, yeah, okay, he's gonna like this. And you were correct. Look at that physical performance. You want to help her. You want to reach into the screen and help her. Nice.
I'm running with the, I'm running with the, I'm running with the,
Even the subtle physicality of her not closing her eyes all the way on the blink.
I'm running with the,
Oh,
I'm running with the,
she's pulling them off. She's running from him. Okay. Oh, look at the editing, guys. She's found this lush, verdant space. Incredible. That last note there, I want to take it back. She just drops in. Oh my gosh, guys. So this editing, this quick pace, this heartbeat, I mean, it makes your heart beat in time with it, doesn't it? It's this incredible syncopation between the music and the video that we're seeing her running, what she's running from, what she's running to. She discovers this world outside, and there's a sense that she's escaping some sort of authoritarianism. This guy driving behind her, is he coming to help or hurt? We don't know the whole time until she tells us. It's almost like she doesn't know, right? But and then she gets there and she just drops into the water. This is visual storytelling at its finest, guys. Listen to this note again. Here it is in the background. Yeah. That was incredible. Thank you so much for recommending this to me. I did a lot of analysis during that, so I won't take up too much more of your time, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I loved this. I'm probably going to rewatch it 6 times before I edit, so there will be a lot of notes, but I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Please drink lots of water, take care of yourselves, and until I see you next time, be well.